because I think that one account is hard enough to manage. I don't have time to do two. I barely have time to do what I do. Basically, the way that I figured out how to manage is by looking at other people in my area. So I started looking at other tech reporters, because that's what I did when I really got into managing my brand. And I started looking at people like Brian Stelter, people like Jenna Wortman. They wrote, the Atlantic Wire, which does these pieces called What I Read. And it's not just about journalists. It's about all different types of professionals and iconic people. And this, it says how they go about their day from morning to night. So what I typically do is I start my day by reading Twitter. That is the first thing I check before I do anything else. And I use the favorites button on Twitter to save either photos, videos, whatever I see, links, whatever links I think are interesting. It doesn't have to necessarily be work related, but if it's interesting to me, I save it as a favorite so that I can look at it later on. You don't even have to look at it that day, but using that allows me to go further with, go on with another network. So then I use Facebook just for friends. I mean, I don't really have a cause. I've managed brand pages, and I have seen great things come out of managing brand pages. They're really great for contests, but what works best on Facebook is photos. People don't want to read status updates anymore. They want a multimedia approach. So they want a video, they want a photo, maybe, even a Pinterest post. How many of you know what Pinterest is? How many of you are on? Does anybody want to know what Pinterest is? Is anybody interested?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Pinterest is it's like a corkboard online. And what it is that pins are websites, photos, videos, anything you think is interesting. I have Pinterest.com/myresume, and I've pinned my multimedia clips, my written clips, because all of my clips are online. And they don't look as pretty when you print them out as a newspaper clipping does. If you put it on, I did that. I put it on black paper, did what I was supposed to do. They laughed at me. They said, well, why didn't you just send us a link? I said, because this is what you're supposed to do. It's journalism. So I think that if we kind of maximize the presentation of some of our clips, using these networks, you're going to get a better response. I find that a lot of people look at my Pinterest resume, which I actually stole from somebody else, the idea. I didn't come up with that idea. They're usually impressed because it brings them right back to the link, so you send clicks back to your, the company you're working for or your own personal website, and it's really helpful.